The air was thick with the scent of ionized particles and scorched metal. The once bustling city of New Haven on the frontier planet of Terra Nova was now nothing more than a smoldering ruin. The Galactic Empire, in its unyielding quest for dominance, had launched a merciless attack, leaving no stone unturned in its path of destruction. Among the ruins, a small, lifeless body lay, a human child, a victim of the Empire's indiscriminate fury. This was not an isolated incident. The Galactic Empire had long viewed humanity as a minor nuisance, a species to be subjugated or eradicated at will. But the murder of an innocent child sparked something within the human race, a collective rage that had been simmering just beneath the surface. It was the catalyst that united humanity as never before. Admiral James Callahan stood overlooking the devastation from the command deck of the UHS Retribution, the flagship of the newly formed human fleet. His jaw was set, his eyes ablaze with a fire that matched the burning city below. The loss of the child, whose image had been broadcast across the galaxy, had become a symbol of the Empire's brutality and the rallying point for humanity's resistance. "We have mourned enough," Callahan declared, his voice resonant through the ship's communication system. "The Galactic Empire has shown us their true face, a face devoid of mercy or morality. Today we show them ours." Under his command, a fleet of ships, the likes of which had never been assembled in human history, began to mobilize. These ships were not just military vessels. They were carriers of hope, of vengeance, and the unbreakable will of humanity. Engineers, soldiers, and civilians alike had worked tirelessly, retrofitting and arming every spacecraft available. What they lacked in technology, they made up for in sheer determination and ingenuity. The fleet set course for the nearest Imperial outpost. The journey was tense, with every crew member aware of the monumental task ahead. They were not just fighting for territory or revenge. They were fighting for the very soul of humanity, for the right to exist in a galaxy that had always seen them as expendable. As they approached the outpost, a silence fell over the fleet. The vastness of space seemed to hold its breath, anticipating the clash of titans that was to come. Admiral Callahan's voice broke the silence, steady and calm, yet carrying an undercurrent of unyielding resolve. "Today we do not fight as soldiers," he said. "We fight as guardians of humanity, as defenders of the innocent. The Galactic Empire took from us a child, a future that will never be realized. In return, we will take from them their arrogance, their sense of invincibility. Today we show them hell." With that, the first salvo was fired, a brilliant cascade of light and energy that pierced the darkness of space. The battle was brutal, both sides suffering heavy losses. But the humans fought with a ferocity that was unmatched, driven by the memory of the child and all those who had suffered under the Empire's tyranny. As the tide of the battle turned in their favor, a sense of awe spread throughout the fleet. They were not merely surviving, they were prevailing. For the first time, humanity was not just a participant in the galactic theater, but a formidable force to be reckoned with. The victory at the outpost was just the beginning. News of the battle spread like wildfire, igniting a flame of rebellion across human-controlled sectors. The child's memory became a beacon of resistance, a symbol that united disparate factions and inspired countless others to take up arms against the Empire. The Galactic Empire had awakened a sleeping giant, one that would no longer be content with mere survival. Humanity had shown them hell, and in doing so, had begun to carve out their place in the galaxy. The war was far from over, but one thing was clear. Humanity would not go quietly into the night. They would fight for their right to live, to thrive, and to remember those they had lost. And in their unity, they found their strength, a strength that would challenge the very stars. The victory at the Imperial outpost sent shockwaves throughout the galaxy. It was not just a triumph of human resilience. It was a beacon of defiance that shone brightly against the oppressive expanse of the Galactic Empire. News of the battle spread rapidly, carried by traders, pirates, and even sympathetic elements within the Empire itself. The story of humanity's bold stand, fueled by the tragic loss of an innocent child, became a legend in its own time. Admiral Callahan, now a figurehead of human determination and resistance, understood the importance of momentum. The Empire, caught off guard by the ferocity and success of the human fleet, was momentarily reeling. This was the opportunity he had been waiting for. With the human sectors rallying behind the cause, resources poured in, allowing the fleet to expand and prepare for the next phase of their campaign. Meanwhile, across the galaxy, the ruling council of the Galactic Empire convened in an emergency session. The council, a collection of representatives from the dominant species within the Empire, had long been accustomed to quelling rebellions and enforcing their will with an iron fist. However, the uprising of humanity presented a challenge they had not anticipated. The council chamber was filled with tension as the members debated their course of action. "The humans are mere insects," one member hissed, a creature known for its ruthless efficiency and subjugation. "We crush them now, before the galaxy sees them as anything more than a nuisance." Another, a being of pure energy and thought, shimmered with a different opinion. "Underestimate them at your peril. They have shown a capacity for rapid adaptation and unexpected strategy. We must consider a more calculated approach." Amidst the debate, the Emperor, a figure shrouded in mystery and power, remained silent. His thoughts were inscrutable, his gaze piercing the veneer of civility that the council maintained. It was clear that the human rebellion had become a matter of personal interest to him. Back on Terra Nova, the human spirit was aflame with newfound purpose. Cities were rebuilt, not just as havens, but as fortresses. Training camps sprung up, where civilians and soldiers alike prepared for the conflict that lay ahead. And at the heart of it all was the image of the child, a martyr whose memory galvanized a species to stand up against a seemingly insurmountable foe. Among the stars, the human fleet grew bolder. They launched raids on Imperial supply lines, liberated oppressed worlds, and began to form alliances with other species who had chafed under the Empire's rule. Admiral Callahan, though bearing the weight of expectation, found solace in the unity and fervor of his people. Each victory, each planet freed, was a step towards a future where humanity could thrive without fear. But the Empire was not idle. Its agents spread out, seeking weaknesses to exploit, alliances to undermine. The Emperor's shadow loomed large, a reminder that the Galactic Empire had faced rebellions before and had always emerged victorious. As the galaxy stood on the brink of a wider conflict, both sides prepared for the inevitable clash. The Empire, with its vast resources and seasoned armies, against a united humanity, fueled by desperation and the burning desire for freedom. The stage was set for a confrontation that would decide the fate of not just humanity, but of countless other worlds caught in the crossfire. The coming war would be unlike any the galaxy had seen. It was not just a battle for territory or power. It was a fight for the very soul of civilization. Would the galaxy fall under the shadow of the Empire, or would it embrace the light of freedom and resistance embodied by humanity? As the stars themselves bore witness, the saga of humanity's defiance unfolded, a tale of courage, sacrifice, and the unquenchable fire of hope. The future was uncertain, but one thing was clear. Humanity would not fade quietly into the dark. They were ready to fight, to prove that even in the vastness of the galaxy, the will of the few could stand against the might of the many. In the aftermath of humanity's unexpected victories, the corridors of power within the Galactic Empire buzzed with unease. The Emperor, having deliberated in silence, finally unveiled his strategy. It was a plan that spoke of his confidence, a multi-pronged approach that aimed not only to quell the human uprising but also to serve as a stark warning to any others who dared to challenge imperial authority. Yet, even as the Empire mobilized its vast forces, there was an undercurrent of fear that this conflict might herald the beginning of the end for their millennia-long dominion. On the human front, the story was markedly different. Each victory, each planet wrested from imperial control, was a testament to what could be achieved when humanity stood united. Admiral Callahan, now seen as the architect of the new human spirit, worked tirelessly to strengthen this burgeoning alliance. He reached out to species that had long suffered under the yoke of the Empire, offering them a place within a new coalition that sought not dominion, but mutual respect and freedom. Among these species were the Tholians, renowned for their engineering prowess, and the Zephyrins, a species with a profound connection to the fabric of spacetime. These alliances were not without their challenges, as centuries of mistrust and imperial propaganda had sown deep-seated prejudices. Yet the common cause of freedom and the charismatic leadership of Callahan began to bridge these divides, forging a coalition as diverse as the galaxy itself. The heart of this new alliance was Terra Nova, reborn from the ashes of destruction as a symbol of resistance. The planet's surface, once marred by the scars of bombardment, now teemed with life and activity. Engineers from a dozen worlds worked alongside humans, constructing ships that blended technologies from across the galaxy. Training grounds echoed with the sounds of soldiers from different species learning to fight as one. It was a melting pot of cultures and ideas, united by a common goal. Meanwhile, the Empire's forces, led by the ruthless General Zarek, advanced on key strategic points, intending to cut off the budding alliance from essential resources. Zarek, a veteran of countless campaigns, viewed the human-led resistance with contempt. He believed in the superiority of the Empire's might and was determined to crush the rebellion under the weight of his armies. The first major confrontation occurred near the mining colony of Asterion. The colony was critical, supplying rare minerals essential for the construction of hyperdrive cores. General Zarek, confident of a swift victory, found himself embroiled in a battle that would challenge his very understanding of warfare. The humans and their allies, using guerrilla tactics and leveraging their intimate knowledge of the asteroid field, turned what should have been an easy conquest into a quagmire for the Imperial forces. This battle, while not decisive in terms of material gains, was a significant psychological victory for the Alliance. It demonstrated the effectiveness of their diverse fleet and the depth of their strategic acumen. News of the battle spread quickly, inspiring occupied worlds and reminding the galaxy that the Empire was not invincible. Amidst these unfolding events, the role of spies and informants became increasingly critical. Both the Empire and the Alliance sought to outmaneuver each other, not just on the battlefield, but in the shadows as well. Intrigue and deception became weapons as potent as any fleet, with the fate of worlds often hinging on the information obtained by these shadowy figures. As the galaxy edged closer to all-out war, the bonds formed among the members of the Alliance grew stronger. Shared sacrifices and victories forged a sense of brotherhood among species that had once looked upon each other with suspicion. This unity, born out of necessity, began to feel like something more profound, a vision of a galaxy where cooperation and mutual respect could pave the way for a new era. Admiral Callahan, reflecting on the journey thus far, realized that their struggle had evolved. It was no longer just about humanity's survival, but about shaping the future of the galaxy itself. As the Alliance prepared for the challenges ahead, they did so with the knowledge that they were fighting for something greater than themselves, a dream of freedom that had become the hope of the galaxy. As the galaxy teetered on the brink of full-scale war, the alliance forged by humanity and its newfound allies continued to strengthen. The diversity of its members, once a potential source of division, had become its greatest asset. Strategies, technologies, and philosophies blended together, creating a force that was innovative and adaptable, capable of facing the monolithic might of the Galactic Empire head-on. Within the hidden recesses of the Imperial Palace, the Emperor convened a secret council, a gathering of the most powerful and cunning minds within the Empire. This council was tasked with devising a strategy that could counter the unpredictable and resilient nature of the human-led alliance. Among them was Viceroy Malachar, a being whose intellect was surpassed only by his ambition. Malachar proposed the creation of the Shadow Fleet, a covert armada designed not only for military engagement, but for espionage, sabotage, and psychological warfare. The Emperor, intrigued by the potential to sow discord within the alliance, gave his assent. Meanwhile, Admiral Callahan and the Alliance leadership were well aware of the Empire's movements. Intelligence operatives, embedded deep within Imperial space, had sent warnings of the Shadow Fleet's formation. The Alliance knew that their enemy was evolving, adopting tactics that could undermine their unity and resolve. In response, Callahan initiated the formation of the Counter-Espionage Corps, a team of specialists from various species skilled in intelligence warfare. Their mission was to protect the Alliance from the Empire's machinations, ensuring that the bonds of trust and cooperation remained unbroken. The first test of the Alliance's resilience came sooner than expected. On the agricultural world of Gaia Prime, a critical breadbasket for the Alliance, reports emerged of a virulent plague that threatened to decimate the crops. Initial investigations suggested natural causes, but the Counter-Espionage Corps unearthed evidence of a more sinister origin. The plague was a bioengineered weapon, unleashed by operatives of the Shadow Fleet in an attempt to cripple the Alliance's food supply. The revelation of this attack sent ripples of anger and fear throughout the Alliance. Yet instead of fracturing, the members rallied together, with scientists and medics from dozens of worlds joining forces to combat the plague. Their swift and unified response not only saved Gaia Prime from catastrophe, but also served as a powerful statement of the Alliance's solidarity and determination. Amidst this turmoil, a mysterious figure emerged from the shadows, known only as the Phantom. Rumored to be a defector from the highest echelons of the Empire, the Phantom provided the Alliance with critical intelligence on the Shadow Fleet's operations. Skeptical but desperate for any advantage, the Alliance leadership decided to act on this information, leading to a series of successful operations that disrupted the Empire's plans. The most daring of these operations was the assault on the Shadow Fleet's hidden base in the Nebula of Nightmares, a treacherous region of space avoided by most navigators. The Alliance fleet, guided by intelligence provided by the Phantom, navigated the nebula and launched a surprise attack that caught the Imperial forces off guard. The victory was a significant blow to the Empire's covert capabilities and a testament to the Alliance's growing effectiveness. As the news of the operation's success spread, morale within the Alliance soared. The victory in the Nebula of Nightmares became a symbol of hope, a proof that the Empire could be defeated in both open battle and the shadowy realm of espionage. However, Admiral Callahan remained cautious. He knew that the Empire would retaliate and the Alliance needed to be prepared for whatever came next. He also pondered the true motives of the Phantom, aware that in the game of shadows, allegiances could be as fleeting as whispers in the dark. As the Alliance fortified its defenses and expanded its intelligence operations, the galaxy watched in anticipation. The conflict had evolved into a war of not just might, but of minds, a struggle to see who could outwit whom in the quest for dominance. Amidst this chess game of galaxies, the fundamental question remained: could the fledgling Alliance maintain its unity and resolve in the face of an enemy that was as ruthless as it was cunning? The victory within the Nebula of Nightmares, while a testament to the Alliance's growing prowess, was but a prelude to the storm that loomed on the horizon. The Galactic Empire, stung by the audacity and success of the Alliance's strike, intensified its efforts to crush the burgeoning rebellion. The Emperor, in a rare public address, declared the human-led Alliance not merely a nuisance, but a threat to the galactic order that must be annihilated at all costs. Admiral Callahan, cognizant of the Empire's impending retaliation, convened a war council aboard the UHS Resurgence. The council brought together the leaders of the Alliance's diverse members, each bringing their unique perspective to the table. The Zephyrans, with their intricate understanding of space-time, proposed unconventional strategies that could give the Alliance an edge in mobility. The Tholians, master engineers, presented new shield technologies capable of withstanding the Empire's devastating plasma barrages. The collaboration was a vibrant tapestry of innovation, a stark contrast to the rigid hierarchy of the Empire. The Empire launched its counteroffensive with a series of brutal assaults on key Alliance worlds. The Siege of Stars had begun. The planet Viridian Prime, known for its rich deposits of hyperfuel, became the first battleground. Imperial dreadnoughts, led by General Zarek, descended upon the world with overwhelming force. The Alliance fleet, bolstered by the newly developed technologies and strategies, mounted a fierce resistance. The battle raged for days, lighting up the sky with the fire of warships and the souls of the fallen. Amidst the chaos, A small team of Alliance commandos, including operatives from the Counter-Espionage Corps, embarked on a daring mission to infiltrate the Imperial flagship. Their objective was to disable the Dreadnought's main reactor, a move that would shift the tide of the battle. The mission, fraught with peril, underscored the Alliance's reliance on courage and ingenuity over sheer firepower. Back on the home fronts of the Alliance worlds, the war effort became a unifying cause. Civilians from hundreds of planets contributed in any way they could, from manufacturing munitions to providing logistical support. The Siege of Stars was not just a military conflict, but a clash of ideologies, a fight for the heart and soul of the galaxy. In the depths of space, the Battle of Viridian Prime reached its climax. The commando team, against all odds, succeeded in their mission, setting off a chain reaction that crippled the Imperial flagship. General Zarek, in a desperate bid to salvage the operation, ordered a full-scale ground invasion of Viridian Prime. What he encountered was not just the military might of the Alliance, but the indomitable spirit of its people. Civilians and soldiers alike stood side by side, defending their world with a fervor that astonished the invading forces. The battle for Viridian Prime ended with the withdrawal of Imperial forces, a significant victory for the Alliance but at a great cost. The planet's surface was scarred by the conflict, a stark reminder of the price of freedom. Yet in the aftermath, something remarkable happened. Stories of the Alliance's bravery and the solidarity of its people spread far and wide, igniting sparks of rebellion on worlds that had long resigned themselves to Imperial rule. As the Alliance mourned its losses and celebrated its victory, Admiral Callahan received a cryptic message from the Phantom, hinting at a vulnerability within the Empire's ranks. A vulnerability that, if exploited, could change the course of the war. With cautious optimism, Callahan realized that the Siege of Stars was not just a battle, but the beginning of a galactic uprising. The Alliance, once a loose coalition of desperate worlds, had evolved into a beacon of hope against tyranny. As they prepared for the next phase of the conflict, they did so with the knowledge that their struggle had inspired countless others to dream of a galaxy where freedom was not just an ideal, but a reality. The Siege of Stars had ended, but the war for the galaxy's soul was just beginning. In the hearts of those who fought and those who fell, the dream of a free galaxy burned brighter than ever. The stage was set for the next chapter in this epic saga, a chapter that would be written not just by heroes and villains, but by every soul who dared to dream of a better tomorrow. In the wake of the Siege of Stars, the Galactic Empire reeled from the unexpected resilience and unity of the Alliance. The Emperor, enshrouded in his ancient chambers, reflected on the vulnerabilities that the Alliance had exposed. It was clear that the conflict was evolving into a war that spanned not just the physical battlefields, but the very hearts and minds of the galaxy's myriad inhabitants. Meanwhile, Admiral Callahan and the Alliance leadership capitalized on their recent victory, using it as a rallying point to garner more support and resources from neutral worlds. The victory at Viridian Prime had proven that the Empire could be challenged, that its seemingly invincible armada could be defeated. This realization sparked a wave of optimism and defiance across countless systems, leading to an uptick in recruitment and support for the Alliance. However, the war was far from over. The cryptic message from the Phantom hinted at a critical opportunity within the Imperial Senate, a faction of dissenters who opposed the Emperor's war strategy. Sensing a chance to weaken the Empire from within, Callahan authorized a covert operation to contact and potentially ally with these dissenters. It was a risky maneuver, one that could either open up a new front against the Empire or expose the Alliance to unprecedented dangers. As these delicate negotiations commenced in the shadows, the Alliance faced challenges on the front lines. General Zarek, having narrowly escaped the debacle at Viridian Prime, was reassigned to crush the uprising on the outer rim world of Tiberian. The planet, known for its rugged terrain and fiercely independent populace, became the stage for a brutal campaign that tested the Alliance's resolve and resources. Amidst the turmoil, a shocking revelation came to light. The Phantom, the mysterious benefactor of the Alliance, was unveiled to be none other than Princess Ilaria, the Emperor's estranged daughter. Disillusioned by her father's tyrannical rule and the atrocities committed by the Empire, Ilaria had chosen to defy her lineage and support the Alliance. Her insights into Imperial strategies and vulnerabilities had been instrumental in the Alliance's successes. The revelation of the Phantom's identity sent shockwaves through both the Alliance and the Empire. For the Alliance, it was a sign that their cause was just, that even members of the Imperial elite recognized the need for change. For the Empire, it was a betrayal of the highest order, a wound that went deeper than any military defeat. Princess Ilaria's defection became a beacon of hope for those within the Empire who dared to dream of dissent. It emboldened the secret factions within the Senate, providing the Alliance with valuable allies and intelligence. Yet it also painted a target on Ilaria's back, making her a prime objective for the Empire's agents. As the Alliance and the Empire maneuvered and countermaneuvered, the galaxy stood on a knife edge. Each side knew that the coming battles would not just determine the fate of worlds, but the very essence of galactic civilization. On Tiberian, the Alliance fought not just for strategic advantage, but to protect a way of life that embodied their ideals. The planet's rugged landscapes became a testament to the indomitable spirit of those who fought for freedom, a microcosm of the larger struggle that engulfed the galaxy. In the Imperial Senate, whispers of dissent grew louder, spurred on by Princess Ilaria's bold stand. A delicate game of intrigue and subterfuge unfolded as the Alliance sought to fan the flames of rebellion within the heart of the Empire itself. Admiral Callahan, aware of the stakes, prepared his forces for the challenges ahead. The Alliance had grown from a fledgling coalition into a formidable power, a beacon of hope against the darkness of tyranny. Yet, the road to victory remained fraught with peril, and the shadows of the past loomed large, threatening to engulf the galaxy in darkness once more. The stage was set for the next chapter in the Galactic saga, a tale of courage, sacrifice, and the unyielding quest for freedom. The shadows and revelations that had come to light would shape the destiny of the Alliance and the Empire, leading to a confrontation that would decide the future of the galaxy. The revelation of Princess Ilaria's defection to the Alliance and her identity as the Phantom sent ripples throughout the galaxy, challenging long-held beliefs on both sides of the conflict. For the Empire, it was a glaring indictment of the Emperor's rule, a sign that dissent reached even into the heart of the Imperial family. For the Alliance, it was a powerful symbol of their cause's righteousness, attracting even more support from across the galaxy. Admiral Callahan, recognizing the significance of this moment, decided to capitalize on the momentum. He planned a bold move that would take the fight directly to the Empire, a covert operation aimed at the very heart of the Imperial space, intending not only to destabilize the Empire's power structure, but also to send a message that no one was beyond the reach of the Alliance's quest for freedom. Simultaneously, within the opulent halls of the Imperial Senate, the seeds of dissent planted by Princess Ilaria and the Alliance's sympathizers began to sprout. Senators, once loyal to the Emperor, started to question the war's direction and the Emperor's unyielding stance against the Alliance. Secret meetings were held, alliances formed, and plots hatched, all under the watchful eyes of the Emperor's spies. The operation's centerpiece was the infiltration of the Imperial capital, a planet shrouded in secrecy and guarded by the most sophisticated security measures in the galaxy. The team, led by Callahan's trusted lieutenant, Commander Elena Vasquez, included specialists from across the Alliance, each chosen for their unique skills and unwavering bravery. Their mission, to infiltrate the Imperial Palace, retrieve critical intelligence, and, if possible, establish a covert communication link with the dissenting senators. As the team embarked on their perilous journey, the Empire launched a counteroffensive designed to crush the spirit of the Alliance. General Zarek, emboldened by the Emperor's wrath, led a devastating assault on Alliance supply lines, aiming to sever the flow of resources and cripple the Alliance's ability to wage war. Back on the Imperial capital, Vasquez and her team navigated the labyrinth of politics and danger, moving ever closer to their objective. Their journey through the capital was a stark reminder of the Empire's might, with grand monuments and legions of troops displaying the Emperor's absolute power. Yet, beneath the surface, there was a palpable sense of unrest, a society on the brink of change. The operation reached its climax as the team, against all odds, infiltrated the palace. Inside, they uncovered evidence of the Empire's vast network of oppression, as well as plans for a weapon of unimaginable power, capable of quelling any rebellion with a single devastating strike. The stakes of their mission had never been clearer. As they prepared to exfiltrate with the stolen data, the team was ambushed by the Imperial Guard. A fierce battle ensued, showcasing the bravery and skill of the Alliance operatives. In the chaos, Commander Vasquez made a split-second decision that would change the course of the war. She transmitted the data directly to the Alliance fleet, knowing that it would alert the Empire to their presence, but trusting that the information was worth the sacrifice. The team's sacrifice was not in vain. The data revealed the existence of the weapon and the cracks within the Empire's facade, galvanizing the Alliance to mount a series of daring strikes against Imperial assets, exploiting the newfound vulnerabilities. Meanwhile, the dissenting senators, emboldened by the operation's success and the growing unrest within the Empire, made their move. They publicly challenged the Emperor's policies, sparking a political crisis that threatened to tear the Empire apart from within. As the Alliance celebrated their covert operation's success and mourned the loss of Commander Vasquez and her team, they knew the war was far from over. Yet in this moment of triumph and tragedy, the galaxy stood at a crossroads. The heart of the Empire had been exposed, its vulnerabilities laid bare for all to see. The battle for freedom had entered a new phase, one that would require not just military might, but the courage to fight for a better future. The stage was set for a showdown that would determine the fate of the galaxy. The Alliance, strengthened by their victories and united in their cause, stood ready to challenge the Empire's tyranny. The heart of the Empire, once thought invincible, now beat with uncertainty and fear, as the galaxy watched, waiting for the final act in this epic struggle for freedom. The audacious operation at the heart of the Empire marked a turning point in the galactic struggle. The Alliance's successful infiltration and the dissemination of critical intelligence had not only revealed the existence of the Empire's secret weapon, but it also galvanized sectors of the galaxy previously hesitant to take a stand. The information about the weapon, coupled with the visible cracks in the Empire's once impenetrable facade, acted as a beacon for change. Worlds under the shadow of Imperial dominance began to whisper of rebellion, of joining the Alliance's cause for freedom. Admiral Callahan, aware of the operation's impact and the sacrifice it entailed, doubled down on his efforts to unite the galaxy against the Empire. The Alliance began to swell with new members, species, and worlds, each bringing their own strengths, technologies, and resolve to the cause. The unity and diversity of the Alliance became its greatest strength, a stark contrast to the Empire's rigid hierarchy and oppression. Meanwhile, the political crisis ignited by the dissenting senators within the Imperial Senate reached a boiling point. The Emperor, facing unprecedented opposition, responded with a mix of concessions and brutal crackdowns, hoping to quell the dissent. But the seeds of change had been sown too deep. The senators, emboldened by the Alliance's victories and the public's growing unrest, continued their push for reform, advocating for peace talks with the Alliance. The revelation of Princess Illyria's involvement with the Alliance and her role in exposing the secret weapon added a personal dimension to the conflict. Her actions challenged the legitimacy of the Emperor's rule and inspired those within the Empire who longed for a different path. Illyria, once a symbol of the Empire's might, had become a beacon of hope for a more just galaxy. On the battlefield, the Alliance's strategic use of the intelligence gleaned from the Imperial capital allowed them to preempt and counter Imperial maneuvers. The Empire's secret weapon, intended to be the final blow against the Alliance, became a liability. The Alliance launched a daring raid to destroy the weapon, leading to a fierce confrontation that would decide the fate of countless worlds. General Zarek, charged with the weapon's protection, faced off against the Alliance forces in a battle that epitomized the war's changing tide. The Alliance, utilizing tactics honed through hard-won experience and the diverse capabilities of its members, managed to breach the defenses and sabotage the weapon. The explosion was a symbol of the Empire's declining grip on the galaxy. a blow from which it could never fully recover. In the aftermath, the Alliance's momentum was unstoppable. Systems declared their allegiance to the cause, and even within the Empire, voices of dissent grew louder, demanding an end to the conflict. The Emperor, isolated and weakened by the internal strife and the relentless pressure from the Alliance, found his options dwindling. The Alliance, sensing the opportunity to end the war and bring about a new era of peace and cooperation, extended an offer for peace talks. The gesture was as strategic as it was genuine, a way to bring the conflict to a close without further bloodshed, and to lay the foundations for a galaxy where the horrors of the past could not be repeated. As the peace talks commenced, the galaxy held its breath. The negotiations were tense, fraught with years of animosity and mistrust. However, the desire for peace, for an end to the cycle of violence, proved stronger than the forces that sought to divide. The Treaty of Unity, signed aboard the UHS Resurgence, marked the official end of hostilities between the Alliance and the Empire. It was a document born of compromise and hope, outlining a future where the galaxy would be governed by a council representing all its diverse inhabitants. The Empire, as it had once been, was dissolved, giving way to a new order based on mutual respect and shared governance. Admiral Callahan, standing beside Princess Ilaria and representatives from across the galaxy, addressed the assembled crowd. His words spoke of the sacrifices made, the lives lost, and the future they had all fought for. The war was over, but the journey to build a better galaxy was just beginning. The tide had turned, not through the might of armies, but through the resilience of the spirit, the strength of unity, and the unyielding belief in the right to freedom. The galaxy stood on the cusp of a new dawn, ready to face the challenges of rebuilding and reconciliation, guided by the hope that from the ashes of conflict, a just and lasting peace could arise. As the celebrations began, the stars themselves seemed to shine brighter, a testament to the enduring light of hope in the darkness. The saga of the galaxy's struggle for freedom had reached its conclusion, but the stories of those who lived, fought, and dreamed would echo through. In the aftermath of the Treaty of Unity, the galaxy embarked on a journey of reconstruction and reconciliation. The end of the war did not mean an immediate transition to peace. The scars left by centuries of conflict and oppression ran deep, requiring careful and considerate healing. The newly formed Galactic Council, representing a mosaic of worlds and species, faced the monumental task of uniting a galaxy that had long been divided by fear and hatred. Admiral Callahan, having played a pivotal role in the war's resolution, found himself in uncharted territory. No longer just a military leader, he was now a statesman, tasked with guiding the Alliance through the precarious process of peacebuilding. Alongside him, Princess Ilaria emerged as a symbol of change. Her personal journey from an imperial princess to a champion of the rebellion, inspiring those who sought to bridge the divide between former enemies. The Galactic Council's first challenge was addressing the remnants of the Empire's military forces. Many had surrendered, seeking amnesty and a chance to rebuild their lives in the new galactic order. Others, however, clung to the old ways, launching insurgent attacks against the fledgling government. Callahan and the Council implemented a policy of firm but fair justice, offering a path to redemption for those who renounced violence, while steadfastly protecting the peace from those who sought to undermine it. Economically, the galaxy was in disarray. Worlds ravaged by war required reconstruction, and the economic systems that had enriched the Empire at the expense of many needed overhaul. The Council launched initiatives to redistribute resources more equitably, invest in war-torn regions, and foster economic interdependence among its diverse members. This approach, while not without its critics, laid the groundwork for a prosperity that was shared rather than concentrated among the few. Culturally, the galaxy experienced a renaissance. Freed from the homogenizing influence of the Empire, diverse cultures flourished. Art, music, and literature from across the galaxy enriched the lives of countless beings, fostering a deeper understanding and appreciation among previously isolated or antagonistic groups. The Galactic Cultural Exchange Program, spearheaded by Ilaria, became a cornerstone of the Council's efforts to celebrate diversity and promote unity. Yet peace was not without its tensions. Debates raged within the Galactic Council over the balance between security and liberty, the distribution of resources, and the integration of worlds with vastly different traditions and governance structures. Old prejudices and fears sometimes surfaced, threatening the fragile unity that had been forged. It was during these times that the leadership and vision of individuals like Callahan and Ilaria proved indispensable, guiding the galaxy through its growing pains with empathy and resolve. Amidst these challenges, the galaxy also faced external threats. Rogue warlords, criminal syndicates, and unexplored territories posed risks to the stability of the new order. The formation of the Galactic Peacekeeping Force, a multi-species military and exploration arm of the Council, aimed to address these threats. Under the command of veteran officers from the Alliance and new leaders from across the galaxy, the Peacekeeping Force embarked on missions to protect the peace, explore unknown regions, and extend the hand of friendship to isolated worlds. As the galaxy navigated this era of transformation, the stories of those who lived through the war became a beacon for the future. Museums, memorials, and educational programs ensured that the sacrifices made and the lessons learned would not be forgotten. The children of the galaxy grew up knowing the cost of war and the value of peace, guardians of a legacy that was hard-won. The war had ended, but the journey of the galaxy had just begun. New horizons awaited, full of challenges and opportunities, of dangers and dreams. The Galactic Council, a once unimaginable assembly of diverse voices, stood as a testament to what could be achieved when beings chose to reach across the stars in friendship rather than enmity. In this new era, the galaxy learned that peace was not a destination, but a journey, requiring constant vigilance, compassion, and the courage to face the unknown together. As the stars shone down on a galaxy united in purpose, the adventure of building a future worthy of those stars continued, a shared voyage into the vast uncharted territories of hope, discovery, and endless possibility. As the new galactic order solidified, the architects of peace found themselves navigating not just the challenges of the present, but the shadows of the past. The galaxy, rich in diversity and history, held within it stories of ancient conflicts and long-lost civilizations, reminders that the quest for harmony was as old as time itself. It was within this context that the Galactic Council embarked on an initiative that would define their era, the Legacy of Peace Project. The project aimed to excavate, preserve, and study the remnants of civilizations that had once flourished across the galaxy. Through this endeavor, the Council hoped to uncover insights into how previous societies had dealt with the challenges of coexistence, governance, and conflict. Admiral Callahan, now a senior advisor to the Galactic Council, saw in this project a way to honor the past while building a future that could withstand the tests of time. Meanwhile, Princess Ilaria dedicated herself to fostering dialogue among the youth of the galaxy. She envisioned a generation that would grow up without the prejudices and hatreds that had fueled centuries of conflict. Her initiative, the Children of the Stars program, brought together young beings from across the galaxy in forums, cultural exchanges, and shared projects, building bonds that transcended species and worlds. As the Legacy of Peace project progressed, archaeologists and historians made groundbreaking discoveries. On the desert planet of Kryn, they uncovered ruins dating back millions of years, revealing a civilization that had once spanned the stars, but had fallen to internal strife and ecological disaster. The findings served as a stark reminder of the fragility of galactic society and the importance of sustainability and cooperation. In another part of the galaxy, the peacekeeping force encountered a species emerging from isolation, the Tavarians. The Tavarians, possessing technology vastly different from the rest of the galaxy, presented new opportunities for exchange and collaboration. However, their integration also highlighted the challenges of assimilating distinct cultures into the galactic community. The Council, with Ilaria and Callahan's guidance, navigated these challenges with a focus on mutual respect and the sharing of knowledge. The galaxy, however, was not devoid of threats. A radical faction, remnants of the Empire's most fanatical supporters, emerged from the shadows, intent on destabilizing the new order. Their actions, ranging from terrorist attacks to propaganda campaigns, tested the resolve of the peacekeeping force and the unity of the Council. In response, the Council launched the Unity Initiative, a comprehensive strategy combining security measures with outreach programs designed to address the root causes of dissent and radicalization. Through these trials, the galaxy learned that peace was not merely the absence of war, but an active, ongoing process that required dedication, understanding, and the willingness to confront uncomfortable truths. The legacy of Peace Project and the initiatives it inspired became a beacon of hope, a testament to the galaxy's commitment to not repeating the mistakes of the past. As the decade drew to a close, the Galactic Council convened to reflect on the progress made and the road ahead. The galaxy had transformed, but the journey of the legacy of peace was far from complete. New challenges loomed on the horizon, from the integration of newly discovered worlds to the ever-present threat of cosmic phenomena and the mysteries of the universe yet to be unraveled. Admiral Callahan, standing before the Council, spoke of the journey ahead. "We have laid the foundations for a future forged in the fires of the past, tempered by the lessons of history. Let us move forward with the knowledge that peace is our greatest legacy and our most enduring challenge." The galaxy, once fractured by war, now looked to the stars with a sense of unity and purpose. The Legacy of Peace Project, the Children of the Stars program, and the countless other initiatives were not just monuments to the past, but bridges to the future. As the Galactic Council charted its course through the stars, it did so with the understanding that the legacy of peace was a treasure to be guarded, nurtured, and passed on to the generations to come. A beacon of light guiding the galaxy toward a horizon filled with hope, discovery, and the infinite promise of the stars. Years had passed since the signing of the Treaty of Unity and the establishment of the Galactic Council. The galaxy had entered an era of unprecedented peace and cooperation. Yet the architects of this new order were all too aware that peace was a delicate tapestry, woven from the threads of past sacrifices, present efforts, and future aspirations. Admiral James Callahan, now retired but serving as an ambassador at large for the Galactic Council, spent his days working on his memoirs. Sitting in his study, surrounded by artifacts from a career that had spanned the darkest and brightest moments in the galaxy's history, he reflected on the journey. His narrative was not just about battles won or lost, but about the people behind the conflict, the untold stories of courage and resilience, and the lessons learned that could guide future generations. Princess Ilaria, once a symbol of the Empire's might and later of the rebellion's hope, continued her advocacy for education and cultural exchange. Her initiatives had grown, now encompassing not just the youth, but all segments of galactic society, fostering a deep-rooted sense of unity and shared destiny among the stars. Her work, once focused on healing the wounds of the past, now aimed at building a shared vision for the future. The Galactic Council, now a mature institution, faced the challenges of governance with a blend of wisdom and innovation. The lessons of the past, particularly the fall of the Empire and the rise of the Alliance, remained at the forefront of their policy-making. They understood that the galaxy was not static, that new challenges and opportunities would arise, and that the true test of their legacy would be how they adapted to the unforeseen. On the outskirts of the known galaxy, the peacekeeping force, led by a new generation of officers inspired by the likes of Callahan and Ilaria, explored unknown regions and engaged with newly discovered civilizations. Their mission was one of peace, diplomacy, and exploration, embodying the galaxy's commitment to expanding its horizons without repeating the imperialistic conquests of the past. As Callahan penned the final words of his memoir, he pondered the future. The galaxy stood at a crossroads, with the potential to embark on an era of exploration and discovery to deepen the bonds of unity among its myriad worlds and species. Yet this future was not guaranteed. It would require vigilance, compassion, and the willingness to face challenges together, to ensure that the legacy of peace was not just a chapter in history, but a lasting foundation for the galaxy. The story of the galaxy's journey from the brink of destruction to a unified future was a testament to the power of hope, the strength of diversity, and the enduring quest for peace. As the stars shone brightly outside his window, Callahan knew that the story was far from over. The galaxy's future would be written by those who dared to dream, to explore, and to believe in the possibility of a better tomorrow. The legacy of peace was not just a testament to what had been achieved, but a beacon for what was still to come. The horizon stretched out, vast and unending, filled with the light of countless stars and the promise of new adventures, new challenges, and new dreams to be realized. In the heart of the galaxy, amidst the myriad paths that lay untrodden, the spirit of unity burned brightly, guiding the way forward. The journey continued, not just for those who had fought for peace, but for all who called the galaxy home, united under a canopy of stars, toward horizons beyond. Decades had turned since the galaxy found its way to unity, guided by the luminaries of its age. The galaxy had flourished, expanding its boundaries not through conquest, but through exploration and understanding. However, the galaxy remained a place of infinite mysteries and challenges, a testament to the enduring spirit of those who call it home. The Galactic Council had evolved, with representatives now spanning generations of peacekeepers, explorers, and visionaries. They faced new challenges, emerging technologies that tested ethical boundaries, distant worlds on the cusp of joining the galactic community, and the delicate balance between progress and preservation. Admiral James Callahan's memoirs had become required reading for students of history, peace studies, and interstellar diplomacy. His insights into the nature of conflict and reconciliation offered timeless wisdom in a galaxy that was perpetually moving forward. Yet, it was his reflections on the cost of peace and the value of individual lives that resonated most deeply, serving as a moral compass for new generations. Princess Ilaria's initiatives had blossomed into the Ilaria Foundation, a cornerstone of the galaxy's efforts to foster education, cultural understanding, and scientific exchange. The Foundation's work was a testament to the idea that unity was not a static achievement, but a dynamic process of growth, learning, and empathy. On the frontiers of known space, the descendants of the peacekeeping force embarked on missions that would have been unimaginable in the days of the Old Empire or the early Alliance. They encountered phenomena that challenged their understanding of the universe, engaged with civilizations that offered new perspectives on existence, and navigated the complexities of introducing isolated worlds to the galactic community. Amidst this backdrop of exploration and discovery, a new challenge arose. An ancient automated sentinel, a relic of a long-forgotten civilization, was activated by an exploratory team, threatening vast regions of space with its programmed directive to protect against perceived threats. The situation required not just military might, but diplomatic finesse, scientific ingenuity, and an understanding of the ancient civilization's history and motivations. The Galactic Council, leveraging the collective knowledge and resources of its members, initiated a multifaceted approach to neutralize the threat. Scholars deciphered the Sentinel's origins, diplomats engaged with affected worlds to coordinate a response, and scientists and engineers worked to find a way to communicate with the Sentinel, to redefine its understanding of threat in a galaxy that had moved beyond its past conflicts. This crisis underscored the enduring relevance of the principles that had guided the galaxy to peace. The solution did not lie in destruction, but in understanding, compassion, and respect for the legacy of those who had come before. The Sentinel, once pacified, became a symbol of the galaxy's ability to face the unknown with unity and wisdom. As the galaxy continued its journey, the stories of those who had shaped its path, the leaders, the heroes, the visionaries, were passed down not just as history, but as guideposts for the future. The cycle of stars, with its patterns of birth, life, and rebirth, mirrored the galaxy's own cycles of struggle, growth, and renewal. The legacy of peace, carried forward by each generation, was a reminder that the future was built on the lessons of the past. In the heart of the galaxy, amidst the myriad worlds and civilizations, the cycle of stars continued, a celestial dance that echoed the infinite possibilities of unity, discovery, and the enduring quest for a better tomorrow. The galaxy, with its endless horizons, awaited the dreams and endeavors of all who lived under its vast canopy, a testament to the timeless journey of growth, the eternal cycle of renewal, and the unbreakable bond of shared destiny that united its inhabitants across the ages. With the Sentinel crisis resolved and the galaxy continuing its outward expansion, individual stories of growth and discovery began to mirror the larger journey of the galactic community. The focus shifted from external exploration to internal enlightenment, the next frontier being the minds and spirits of the galaxy's inhabitants. The Illyria Foundation, recognizing the shift in societal needs, launched the Inner Light Initiative, a program designed to explore and nurture the mental and spiritual well-being of individuals across the galaxy. This initiative sought to address the existential questions that arose from contact with diverse cultures and the vastness of the universe itself. It emphasized the importance of understanding one's place in the cosmos, fostering a sense of connectedness and purpose that transcended species and worlds. Meanwhile, the descendants of Admiral Callahan, inspired by his legacy, embarked on a personal quest to understand the essence of leadership in times of peace. They traveled across the galaxy, gathering stories of resilience, wisdom, and compassion from various cultures, seeking to compile a compendium of insights that could guide future generations. Their journey was a testament to the idea that true leadership was not about authority, but about inspiring others to find their own paths to enlightenment. On a remote world, a scientist made a breakthrough in cognitive enhancement, offering beings the chance to expand their consciousness and perceive the universe in ways previously unimaginable. This discovery, while promising, sparked a galaxy-wide debate on the ethics of such enhancements and the nature of consciousness itself. The Galactic Council convened a symposium, bringing together philosophers, ethicists, and scientists to discuss the implications of this new frontier. The conversations that followed did not seek definitive answers, but rather embraced the complexity and diversity of thought that characterized the galaxy's inhabitants. Amidst these developments, a movement emerged, centered around the practice of stellar meditation, a technique developed by a collective of monks from a secluded monastery. This practice involved deep meditation, aimed at attuning one's consciousness to the rhythms of the cosmos, promoting harmony within and a profound sense of unity with the universe. Stellar meditation quickly spread across the galaxy, adopted by various cultures as a way to find peace in the tumult of galactic life. As individuals and societies embarked on these journeys of inner exploration, the galaxy itself seemed to reflect this shift towards introspection. Reports of spontaneous acts of kindness, cross-cultural collaborations, and breakthroughs in mutual understanding became increasingly common. The galaxy was not just expanding outward, but deepening inward, exploring the vast landscapes of the mind and spirit. Chapter 13, therefore, was not just another segment in the galactic saga, but a pivot towards the inner journeys that complement the outer adventures. It underscored the idea that the quest for understanding, for peace, and for unity was as much about exploring the inner spaces of consciousness as it was about charting the stars. The galaxy, with its infinite diversity and boundless potential, continued to evolve, driven by the collective aspirations and individual quests of its inhabitants. The Inner Light Initiative and the myriad personal journeys of enlightenment contributed to a tapestry of understanding that enriched the galaxy in profound ways, highlighting that the true final frontier was not space, but the potential that resided within each being. As the stars shone down on this galaxy of dreamers, explorers, and thinkers, the journey continued, a beautiful symphony of external discovery and internal revelation. Each story a note in the grand cosmic melody that sang of unity, diversity, and the endless pursuit of knowledge and understanding. In the era following the Inner Light Initiative, the galaxy experienced what many historians would later call the harmonic convergence. This period was marked by an unprecedented alignment of technological advancement, societal evolution, and spiritual awakening, leading to a golden age of peace and prosperity. The Galactic Council, once primarily a peacekeeping body, evolved into a beacon of galactic unity and shared progress. Under its guidance, the Convergence Accords were established, a series of agreements that promoted sustainable development, equitable resource sharing, and the preservation of cultural heritage across all member worlds. These accords were not mere treaties, but a reflection of the galaxy's collective commitment to a future where all could thrive. Technology, too, mirrored this shift. The breakthrough in cognitive enhancements led to the development of the empathy engine, a device that allowed individuals to deeply understand and experience the perspectives of others. Initially controversial, the technology was embraced for its ability to dissolve prejudices and build bridges between disparate communities. It was, however, the principles of consent and ethical use that ensured its positive impact, embodying the galaxy's maturing approach to technological progress. Amidst this societal transformation, a new philosophical movement emerged, known as cosmosynergism. It posited that the fate of every individual was intrinsically linked to the fate of the galaxy at large, and that personal growth and galactic harmony were two sides of the same coin. Cosmosynergism spread through academic circles, spiritual communities, and even into the political arena, shaping policies and initiatives that sought to balance individual well-being with the collective good. On the frontier, the exploration missions of the Galactic Peacekeeping Force took on a new dimension. They became journeys of mutual discovery, where contact with new civilizations was approached with humility and a genuine desire for reciprocal learning. These missions often resulted in cultural renaissances for both the explorers and the newly encountered societies, fostering a galactic network of knowledge and wisdom that was richer and more diverse than ever before. However, the harmonic convergence was not without its challenges. The rapid societal changes sparked debates and conflicts among those who feared the loss of traditional values and those who embraced the new paradigms. The Galactic Council, leveraging the lessons of the Inner Light Initiative, responded with a series of dialogues and forums designed to navigate these tensions. The empathy engine played a crucial role in these discussions, helping participants to see beyond their fears and prejudices. The culmination of the harmonic convergence came with the establishment of the Nexus of Enlightenment, a vast space station designed as a living library and cultural exchange center. It orbited a neutral star, serving as a symbol of the galaxy's unity and its commitment to shared growth. The Nexus was a meeting place for scholars, artists, diplomats, and citizens from across the galaxy, each contributing to the ongoing tapestry of galactic civilization. As the galaxy moved through the harmonic convergence, it became evident that the journey toward unity and understanding was perpetual. Each challenge faced and overcome, each innovation and discovery contributed to the evolving story of a galaxy that had learned the value of looking both outward to the stars and inward to the heart. In the aftermath of the harmonic convergence, the galaxy found itself at the cusp of a new dawn, an epoch where the potential for growth and discovery was boundless. The Nexus of Enlightenment, orbiting serenely among the stars, had become the heart of a galaxy pulsating with the energy of shared knowledge and unified purpose. Yet even in this age of prosperity, the galaxy remained a place of infinite variety and contrasts. It was a realm where ancient traditions melded with cutting-edge innovations, where the voices of countless worlds rose in a chorus of shared dreams and unique aspirations. The Galactic Council, once a symbol of unity against adversity, had transformed into the steward of this diverse and thriving civilization. It was a forum where the myriad concerns of the galaxy were addressed, not through edicts and enforcement, but through dialogue and mutual understanding. The council chambers, a microcosm of the galaxy itself, buzzed with the exchange of ideas, a place where every voice was heard and every perspective valued. Amid this era of enlightenment, a new generation of explorers ventured forth, driven by a desire not to conquer, but to connect. They journeyed beyond the known frontiers, reaching out to distant stars and unknown realms with open hands and open hearts. These explorers, ambassadors of peace and curiosity, discovered new worlds and civilizations, each encounter enriching the galaxy's tapestry with new patterns of light and life. On one such voyage, a discovery was made that would challenge the galaxy's understanding of its place in the universe. An ancient artifact, buried in the heart of a long-dead star, whispered secrets of a civilization that had spanned the cosmos before the birth of the first stars of the galaxy. This civilization, known only as the Precursors, had left behind a message, a testament to their journey across the cosmos and the wisdom they had garnered. The revelation of the precursors sparked a philosophical renaissance across the galaxy. The realization that they were but one chapter in a grand cosmic saga led many to ponder the nature of existence and the bonds that connected all forms of life across the universe. The message of the precursors, encoded in a medium that transcended language, was shared among the worlds of the galaxy, a beacon of ancient knowledge that illuminated new paths of thought and inquiry. As the nexus of enlightenment became a focal point for the study and interpretation of the precursors' legacy, the galaxy's brightest minds and most insightful philosophers gathered to delve into the mysteries of existence. From this confluence of perspectives emerged a new philosophy, one that embraced the vastness of the universe not as a daunting expanse, but as a canvas of endless potential. This philosophy, known as the spectrum of stars, posited that the diversity of the galaxy, its myriad cultures, species, and worlds, was its greatest strength. It taught that every form of life, every civilization, was a unique hue in the cosmic spectrum, each contributing to the beauty of the whole. As the galaxy embraced the teachings of the spectrum of stars, it ventured forth with a renewed sense of purpose. The challenges and conflicts of the past were not forgotten, but instead served as lessons that guided the journey ahead. The future was a horizon lit by countless stars, each a destination, a possibility, and a part of the greater whole. Chapter 15, thus, was not an end but a beginning, a portal to new adventures and discoveries, to deeper connections and understanding. It was a testament to the enduring spirit of a galaxy that had learned to look beyond differences, to find unity in diversity, and to see in the vastness of the universe not isolation, but an invitation to explore, to learn, and to grow together. In the weave of ages, the galaxy spun a story of resilience, curiosity, and hope, a narrative that stretched across the spectrum of stars, echoing into the infinity of space and time, a melody of light and life, ever unfolding.